All right. So now what we have to do is to start customizing this media item. So since we have this media item and all these necessary props, now what I have to do, I have to start customizing this media item over here. All right. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this div. So class name, and of course it's going to be using this TW merge function, and that is going to have the custom styles along with the class name prop which we are passing from outside. For this custom styles, I'm going to say flex, and of course it's going to be the width full, right? So then what we have to do is it need to be a flex container. So it's need to be a flex box. So I'm just going to make it already as a flex. Then it should be item center, justify everything in the starting position. Then px it's going to be 4, py it's going to be 2, and rounded it's going to be medium, and bg it's going to be neutral 400 slash 10. So let me enable the word wrap so you can see everything, right? Then we need to have the drop shadow as a medium, and gap in between each of the elements it's going to be 4. Cursor always should be a pointer, and opacity initially it's going to be the 75% opacity, but when I'm hovering it, I'm going to make the opacity as 100%, right? Save these changes. Now you should see some coloring changes over here, right? If I'm hovering it, you can see we have some coloring changes, everything over here. Fine. Now instead of this media item, so I need to display the image first. If you have a look at here, we need to display this image. So to get that song image, so what I'm going to do is first I'm going to create a class name which is going to be an aspect square. All right. Let's keep this as a width as 24, and height I'm just going to make it as 16, right? 16. Then rounded it's going to be medium, and overflow it's going to be hidden, and it's going to be relative position. And inside here I'm going to bring that image, and I'm going to display that song image. So in order to load that song image, so we already created ourselves a custom hook. So const song image path, let's make this spelling correct, and it's here, use load song image, open it, and I'm going to supply data in it. So that's going to fetch the song public URL for that specific song, and I'm going to use that inside here. So image, which is coming from next image, and for this what we need to do, we need to supply the necessary objects. So which is going to be, first we need to supply the source. src source is going to be the song image path. If not, if there is no songs image, then of course use img slash, what is that, let's go to the public images and song.jpg, song.jpg, right? That's the song that we are trying to use. And right after here, then what we need to do, I need to supply the alternative text. Alternative text is going to be your data dot title. Then we need to make sure it should fill the entire thing, and the class name should be object cover. Okay, save these changes. Yep, and it should have the width full and height full property also, so we don't get any unwanted warnings or issues, anything. So now we are successfully loaded this songs. Okay, so we successfully loaded this. Then what I have to do, I have to bring this this particular name and details. But the problem is, you can see the layout structure currently for this layout we are getting only 2. So I need to expand this. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some minor adjustments in the search content instead of this medium. So what I'm going to do is, initially it should display only 1. Instead of from the medium property, I'm going to delete it. So for the large, it should display only 2, and I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to keep the 2xl. For the 2xl property, it should display 8. So save these changes. Okay, so now you should get 2 columns. Okay, so now we can display the name, and we can display the artist detail, and we can display that favorite buttons over here, right? Fine. So now let's go ahead and display that after this sorry, not here, inside this media item, after this image division. So now what I need to do, I need to display that the text content section over here. So this is going to be the title section. So I'm going to create a div, and let's make sure that it's going to be flex and flex column. Okay, and it's going to be item center, and it's going to be start in the initial position. We don't need to keep this as center as well as, let's keep this as a start. Right now here, let's say gap y, it's going to be 1, and inside this division I'm going to have a paragraph, and I'm going to bring the data dot title, and this paragraph, of course, it's going to be class name, and it's going to be the width to full, and from the medium device onwards, width is going to be 40, and I need to truncate some unwanted. If the text is too long, I need to truncate, and it should be font should be semi-bold. Save this changes, and that's how it looks, right? You can see that. So it's truncating some unwanted spaces, right? So right after here, I need to display that favorite options. So if you want to make it a little bit bigger also, you can make it a little bit bigger. So 44. Okay, I think 44 is more than enough, because we need to display this option over here, right? All right, so now we have our text over there. So then what I need to do is I need to display the artist details. So in order to display the artist image, of course, just like the same way, I need to use the custom hook to get the artist. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this to artist, and here I'm just going to say use artist, use load artist, yes, use load artist image and supply the artist data. Right, so now that should gives you the artist public image URL, and right after here, what I'm going to do is I need to make sure, okay, so if I do have the artist data, then I need to render this, and here I'm going to create a div class name, and which is going to be flex item center and justify center, and gap is going to be 2, and inside here I'm going to bring one more division. This division is for our displaying the image, so class name, and which is going to be relative position, and it's going to be aspect square, and width is going to be 6, height is going to be 6, and rounded it's going to be 4. Okay, and of course overflow should be hidden. Enter, and inside here I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this. Instead of this, I'm just going to say artist image path, and this is going to be avatar, right? So this is going to be the artist dot author name. So save this changes, and now you should get the artist image over there. Look at that. So now we are getting the artist image over here. So right after this division, then what I need to do, I need to bring a paragraph tag, and that should display the artist dot author name, and it should have a very specific class, and it's going to be text, it's going to be small, and text is going to be neutral 400. Save this changes. Look at that. So now we are getting the artist name. Okay, so even if you wish to keep it very much smaller also, we can keep it very much smaller. I think this is more than enough, right? So then what I have to do is, now all we have to do is to bring the user like button over here, right? So in order to do that, so get to the last division over here. So this is the place where we are going to bring that like button, right? So now what I need to do, this like button needs to be displayed only if you have the user data. So if you're having the user data only, we need to get that like button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the user data. So const user, it's going to be from use user hook, from our custom hook. I'm going to get the user data. Why am I getting an error? Okay, because of that only. So I need to get this user data, then I need to create, so this function is having an on click also. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say const handle click, as a function, and that is going to be a function. And inside here, if there is an on click, if on click, then I need to return on click data.id. So I need to return this function, return this, right? So, and that function needs to be called every time whenever I'm clicking over here, and I'm going to call this handle click. Okay. At the end, now what I need to do, this like button, if I have this user data, then I need to render this component, which I don't have. That is going to be our like button. So I don't have this like button yet. So what I need to do, I need to create a new component called like button. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new component called like button. Copy this and let's get back over here, create a new component, paste it, .tsx, and this like button is going to be our use client, our client side component sfc, which is going to be the like button, and div like button. Save this and let's go here. Let's import it, save these changes. Now you should get that like button text over there. See, we are getting that like button text over there, right? So this like button, it's going to look like this icon option over there. So that's what we are going to do next.